Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage. I'm Leslie Watkins. Today is Paper Crafting Thursday. So my desk is a hot mess today. I've got things, bits and pieces all over the place, and I thought it'd be fun to dive into some of these things and pull them all together to create a card. So I'm going to start with my card base. So this is a piece of the Very Vanilla Thick. It's 8.5 by 11. And I'm going to go ahead and score that at 4 1/4. And cut at 5 1/2, and that's going to give me 2 card bases. We're only going to need one. I'm going to keep it simple, and I have a envelope ready to go. Find my bone folder, give that a nice crease. And now we just need to decorate. So let me show you some of the things I have. I tend to keep my project items all in one bin. So I have a bin here that I used with the Storybook garden patch. And this was part of a big suite with 2 bundles, along with the Storybook Friends, and they have dies for both. And then I've got some additional stamp sets that I thought would go well with it. I had made a little book, and you can go back and see that in the previous videos that I've done on my YouTube channel at Dandelion Cottage Design, because all the past videos are there, so you'll be able to find the Storybook Friends playlist. This is just an extra little book I had made, and I'll just give you a quick look at that. So this is a crumb cake cover. It's just a very basic pamphlet stitch binding. I reinforced the spine, and I added 2 signatures, and this is the heavier cardstock, so I could put some interactive elements in the book. And then here's just a little envelope that I die cut that I thought would be fun to put in the back of the book. It could go either way. This is a future project. I'm not going to be using this today. But what I do have here that I wanted to show you are all of these little envelopes of pieces that I've got left over from some of the other projects. And this is the sort of thing that's ready to go. It's all color coordinated, and I thought we could do something really cute with that today. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of everything. This is the 6x6 Timeless Plaid DSP, and it's a wonderful color palette, so that might be something I'll be looking for. And then I've got a piece of the DSP, and this is, let me see if I can find the name of this. Oh, I don't know if I have the package here. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, so the name of this one is Storybook Moments, and this is a really beautiful DSP. I'm not going to go into that now. I've done that before in the past, but this is just a scrap that looks nice, and another scrap of, I think this is Mossy Meadow. I've got some pockets here that might be interesting, so I'll take that out. And then I've got these faux glass dots, which are nicely color coordinated with the colors I'll be using as well. And I don't think I need anything else, so I'll just put this away. Okay, so let's get started. So I want to add a background, and the ink that I'm going to be using is pecan pie, and this is going to work with the pecan pie. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out to size. And so I'm going to cut this at I'm going to go 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Save these pieces, they may come in handy. So that looks nice. Now I do want to sponge the edges, so I'm going to take my ink and I'm just going to go around. I'm just going to give that a light inking to get rid of that white core so it looks a little more finished. Okay, and I'll put this aside for the moment while I'm working. And I'll close this up so we don't have an incident. I'm just checking to see if you can see and hear me all right, and it looks like I'm broadcasting. Is anybody out there? Say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I see Kelly. Hi, Kelly. How are you today? What's going on? What are your projects? Now, in this collection of various doodads here, I've got this really cute bunny. He's adorable. So this is all ready to go. It's already mounted up on dimensionals. It's got the gold embossed frame, and the bunny is sort of leaning out of the aperture of the frame. So I think you can see that he's adhered at the bottom and pokes out the top. So I definitely want to use him. He's pretty much ready to go. I have some of these frames and pockets that might be fun. Maybe not. Maybe it's too much. I think what I'd like to see is another layer of maybe some pattern. Let's see what else is in the that's kind of nice. So, my advice to you is to just do a little bit of experimentation. You know, we don't always have to follow specific instructions for a project. So if you've got some scraps hanging around your desk like I do, this is the perfect opportunity to play with some new ideas. Okay, let's see what the backs of some of these look like. That's kind of cute. Kind of like the way those are all working together. I'm going to do some measuring here. So my embellishment is roughly 3 by 2 3/4, and this piece is 3. I'm going to cut this down. Just going to square this up, and I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges of that as well. I have a special project that I'm going to be sharing in our private Facebook group. That's the Watercolor and Stamping Up Projects page. If you're not a member, please join us. It's a large group of very creative people, and we have weekly challenges. And I'm planning on going live there with a special presentation, so you don't want to miss that. I'll show you a little bit more about that at the end of today's video. But for now, all you have to do is just make a comment below so I can see who you are, and then ask to be invited in to the Stamping Up. I'm sorry, let me get it straight. The watercolor, I can't talk and craft at the same time. The Watercolor and Stampin' Up Paper Crafting Projects page. Actually, you know what? I need this to be a little bit higher. So I'm going to redo that. Having a hard time talking and crafting at the same time today. So let me just be a little more thoughtful. I'm going to cut this down to 3.5. I had done it square at 3 by 3, but I think I need a little bit extra. No problem. Any of the pieces that I don't use will simply go back into the pouch for the next time. That's better. That's very cute. All right, so I like the way that looks. And I think I do want to add the green element back here. And so I can just put a little mark there. I can kind of eyeball that. Next week, I'm going to be on the road. I'm going to be joining a meetup of women who love to go car camping. I'm going to be heading to New Hampshire, and I'm very excited. This is going to be my very first meetup. It's the very first time that I will be taking my new art studio on wheels on the road. So I may not be live at 12 noon because there are a lot of activities planned for the women. But what I will do is I will be taking lots of photos, and maybe I'll be able to sneak in a live video here and there. We'll see how that goes. But stay tuned next week. There will not be a paper crafting live at as usual. However, there will be something that I think is going to be even more exciting. Or at least I hope it will. I hope it will. I know I'm looking forward to it. I hope you enjoy following along with me as I go on my travels. Now I'm wondering if I want to sort of mix this up, and I think I do. I think I do like it sort of skewed and wonky like that. I think that's a lot of fun. And then I also have some of these corners. Let's grab a couple. So I've got a couple of different colors of green here. Let's see. This might be fun. I want to get two different ones. Those are the same. These are different. Okay. And I'm going to trim these down. I'm not going to use the whole thing, but we can just get a sense of what that looks like, and I think that's very fun. I like that a lot. So it may be time to begin assembly. And I just want to double check here. Okay. Let's put this together. So as noted, this one already has dimensionals ready to go on it. So I'm just going to peel off those backings. If I can. This one looks like it's got a little something stuck to it, so I may just take that off entirely and add another one. Okay, let's see where my dimensionals have gone to. I'm using the minis. The dimensionals come in two different sizes, which is very handy. So there we go. That should do it. I'll get rid of all these little bits. Zoom you in a little bit so you can see better. All right, so now he's on there. Now before I go any further, I want to add some of the greens. And I may want to poke some of these behind the frame as well. So I'm going to trim this down. Okay, let's get a little bit of glue on here. This little partial frame element of this set makes it very easy to glue that right where you want it. And I think I better get my silicone craft sheet out for this. Looks good. Just need a little bit on here. I want this to look layered. So I want to tuck that in underneath there somewhere. I think that's a good spot. So for this, I'm just going to put glue. Am I on camera? Hold on, let me move this up a little bit so you can see. I'm just going to add glue to the lower portion. I can come back and adhere any loose bits, but I don't want glue to get all over the place right now. So I just want to grab that and get that placed. There like so. I'm going to grab another piece. I think it would be fun to have a little bit of this greenery coming up onto the frame itself. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with this piece. So I'll snip that out. Sorry, let me zoom you out a little bit so you can see. I'm struggling to stay within the camera view and be able to see what I'm doing. One of my challenges is that I'm very nearsighted. And so when I do these videos, sometimes I have to try to guesstimate what I'm doing, because I have to hold the pieces a little bit further away than what I would normally do. But I don't want to get my head under the camera either. I kind of like that. And now maybe switch to this lighter green. I want to vary my greens a little bit, and that looks adorable. Oh, I see Carol. Hi, Carol. Well, we'd love to have you join the group. Just go to just in the search bar in Facebook, just type in Watercolor and Stampin' Up! Paper Crafting Projects group, and it should come right up, and just say that you'd like to be a member, and we'd love to have you. And it's welcome to everybody. And like I said, it's a really nice group. It's a large group, and my plan is to do a lot more live events in there. So if that sounds good to you, then please join us. It's also a great place where you can share your projects and help inspire everybody else. We all love to see what everybody else is doing and get new ideas. And it's not exclusive to Stampin' Up. Many of the people in there are Stampin' Up demos, and so you'll see a lot of product from Stampin' Up. But if you happen to be using something else, that is perfectly fine. Our main goal is to be creative and use what we have. So it's all about using up what's in your stash, using things in new and different ways. And if you're somebody that would like a little more instruction in watercolor to add to your repertoire, then I think that you'll particularly enjoy that as well. Alright, so this is coming along. Just doing this little bit of fussy work, because one of the beautiful things about this die is that it's so intricate. It's a beautiful die. I love the way that's looking. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just taking note to see what part of the decoration is going beyond the edge of the paper. I don't want to put any glue there, so I want to keep it within about 1/4 of an inch of this layer. So let's just go ahead and do that. I've decided not to do it wonky. With the addition of these leafy elements, I don't think we need to do the wonkiness so much because we're not going to see it as much. Okay, and then I do want to put a couple of drops like so. What I like about this glue is that by simply adjusting the pressure that you use to squeeze the glue out, you can control the amount of glue. And just to make sure that it's not, that it's not extra, too much extra, I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm just going to blot that a little bit. Alright, we're ready for the next layer. Oops, got glue on my finger. Straighten that up. That looks pretty good. When you feel like you've got everything where you want it, give it a burnish. I'm afraid my bone folder has been buried. There we go. I'm loving that. You know, I think would be really pretty here would be to add a little flower. So I don't have one handy at the moment. I don't think that there's, oh well, I do have some in here. Let's see what this looks like. This is the pop-out pieces that come with the scrapbooking coordinating set. So let me just see what that would look like. And that's really cute. I don't know that I want to use 3 little flowers. I'll think about that. Here's some strawberries. I'm going to take a look at some of my 3D flowers that I've made, or maybe I'll make a new one. So I'm just going to put that thought on hold for now. So I'm really happy with the way this looks. It's adorable. The little bunny emerging from the frame, popping out of the frame, is really what makes it. And I love the delicate greenery around here. I could add some, maybe I'll just add some gems. Let's see. That would be very cute. Make these look like little berries. Maybe one big one and two little ones. A little cluster down below here. Perfect. There you go. I'm leaving a little bit of space at the bottom so I can put a sentiment. Something like that. So I will stamp a message out on the very vanilla cardstock and put a sentiment down below. So I think that's super cute. And remember, these were just some scraps that were on my desk that I didn't have any plans for. So I hope that gives you some ideas, maybe some inspiration to clear off your desk. All right, so there is my little paper crafting friend for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, I'm going to be going live on the watercolor and Stampin' Up! Project page, and so if you want to join and see the live flip through of the project I've been working on, please do that as soon as you can, because I'm going to be going live in a little while today. I'm going to show you the project that I've been working on, and this little fellow is going to be incorporated into it as well. I'll give you a quick sneak peek just to let you know what it looks like. It involves a base of a box. Okay, and so I'm going to be showing you what the contents of this box look like. It's got a little tag in the front. You can put a label in, and then you can fill it up with all these little Rolodex kind of cards. All right, so I'll have all the information about this box, how you can make one, and ideas of filling it up in just a little while. So stay tuned. Make sure that you are a member of our private group, and I will see you there. Whoops. There we go.